Hi, good evening.
Hi.
Hi, good Ano ba yan? I will start anyway.
Ano ba yan?
Yeah, it's an expression in Tagalog. Hi, good evening. I have to look there. Okay. Hi, good evening. I'm Loretta Chua. I'm 31 years old. You can call me Lot for short. I'm from Philippines, but now I'm already here, living in Brașov, Romania.
Hi, my name is Marius Diaconescu. I'm 35 years old. I'm working on a multinational company here in Brașov as an engineer, and I'm also living here in Brașov. And today we are recording our first video for our vlog.
Yeah, that's right. Because we are planning to do a vlog that will talk about foods and our travels. So from now on, we would like to share to you our experiences. And we feel like the perfect way to start our vlog is to do a video that will talk about ourselves, where we will introduce ourselves to you and tell you our story.
And in order to tell you our story, we are going to respond to some questions that we have prepared.
The first question on the list is, how did we meet? So we met through a website in December 2016. He sent me the first message.
So the first message that I was sending was happening on 23 of December, and we were both traveling to our parents to spend the Christmas and the New Year's Eve party with them. And yeah, for me this one was a fateful night.
Yes, very much. That night was unbelievable for me because when he told me that his name is Marius, I was so surprised, or I was amused, because I know since I was young, I was thinking of naming my kid, my first baby boy, Marius. That was really my plan. And what happened was I met a man named Marius. Yeah, so it was unbelievable for me. We were vibing at that time. He kept on sending me messages, asking me how I am, telling me that he is watching or researching about our country, Philippines.
And at that point of the relationship, I was so shy, and it took me a while to ask
But we did
for...
not have a relationship at that time yet, right?
Yeah,
We
exactly.
were still friends.
Yeah, exactly. But at that time, I was. It was taking me some time to ask for her Viber account.
Yes.
In order, and I was finding an excuse in order to send her some photos of the cookies that I was eating. And that was the point when we started texting on Viber.
Yeah. And I remember one thing that made me really think that this guy is a keeper and sincere about me is when he started talking about his mother. He told me that his mother makes really good cakes and cookies, and he told me that when I will be in Brașov, when I will be in his country, he will introduce me to his mother and make me eat cakes and cookies that his mother is making.
It was like this because every time when we were texting, we were finding out more interesting stuffs about both of us, and that one was maintaining the texting that we were having at that point.
And when he told me about his mother, that he wanted me to meet his mother, at that time I saw a guy who's so transparent, who's not afraid to show his real self, his background, who's not afraid to, you know, keep it real, because he was already talking about his family, his background. He was so open. We talked every single day, like every single day. Marius is the type who is so committed. He will really try to communicate with me and reach out to me. And I think between the two of us, he's the one who texts more often, like way more often. And he's also very punctual. So every time we agree to talk at a certain hour the next day, say, I don't know, 10 p.m. Philippine time, minutes before that, he's already ready. But me, I'm still out of the apartment, and I would always try to postpone the call time. It was always like this most of the time. And yeah. And he was just so consistent, and I was the more problematic one. I was the problematic one, actually, trying to play it cool. Yeah. So
Yeah, and the most frustrating moment was the time difference between Philippines and Romania.
yeah.
At some point, there were 6 hours.
Yes.
And I remember when I was coming back from work, it was 5 p.m. in Romania, and in Philippines it was 11 p.m. Yeah.
And yeah, while we were having our long distance relationship, Marius was so thoughtful, I would say. He likes surprises a lot. He likes doing surprises.
Yeah.
Tell them about the first bouquet of flower that
Yeah.
you sent me.
That was a funny moment if we have to consider, because I was not knowing the address of a lot.
Yeah.
And I was finding a website where I can order the flowers, but in order to obtain the address, I was talking with one of her friends, Michelle, that she was telling me the story of Michelle, and in order to not find out that I was contacting Michelle, I was not adding Michelle on Facebook, and I was exchanging some messages on LinkedIn.
I don't know how he researched. He researched for Michelle in LinkedIn, and there they were exchanging messages.
Yeah, and I was writing to Michelle that I would like to surprise a lot, and I was asking the address, and she was saying that she cannot give the address, and I was saying why you cannot give it, because
for safety reasons.
yeah, because Michelle was thinking that I will plan to travel into Philippines and that I will
Surprise me. Yeah.
but instead I was willing to send some flowers, and then I was telling to Michelle this reason why I want the address, and she was not giving the address, so I had to obtain an address for Michelle and send the flowers to Michelle, and after that she will send the flowers back to Lot.
No, not send the flowers to Michelle. It was Michelle who contacted the flower shop.
Yeah, exactly.
It was Michelle who contacted the flower shop so that the address, my address, will not go through you. I don't know. I was already thinking that there was something fishy. There's something fishy about it. And I was really thinking about you already, like giving me a surprise.
Okay.
I was somehow anticipating it, expecting it. Yeah,
Okay.
that it's gonna be related. I mean, it's related with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I remember that she was so happy when she received the flowers.
Yeah, for sure. It was so thoughtful of you. He likes giving me flowers, like, a lot. Said I love you first.
Me?
Yeah, so he said it first. But before that, we were already very sweet to each other. It happened one day when they were at the airport, when he was at the airport with his father and his sister, because they were waiting for their flight to Germany. They were having they were going to have a vacation in Germany.
Yes.
And I was sending him a link of one of my favorite songs. It's Chantal Kreviazuk's Feels Like Home. I sent it to him, the link, and then he responded with, I love you.
At that point, I was so emotional.
You were
In
crying at
the
the airport.
I was crying in the airport because that song and everything that we experienced until that moment, it was just coming through my eyes, through my mind, and I was so emotional at that moment.
Yeah, yeah. So you were crying at the airport,
Yeah,
right?
I was crying at
Yeah.
the airport.
Yeah, he's a crybaby, actually.
Oops.
Oops.
During our 3 months since we were started texting,
Yeah, after 3 months of communicating.
yeah, I was planning to travel to Philippines on May, on her birthday, but because she was just starting a new job, and because she was not having free days at that moment, I was not able to travel on May, but I was still surprising her on that on her birthday by sending her a birthday cake and
Bouquet of
some
flowers.
flowers.
Yeah.
But we first met on July. Yeah, on my summer vacation.
Yeah, yeah. I remember that day when I told you that I'm okay already to meet in July. I think it was around June. I told him that I already asked permission from my boss to take 3 days in July. I told you this in June, and then that night, like immediately that night, he
Bought
bought
the
the
tickets.
tickets.
Yeah, I was so surprised because she was doing the request on her company, and I bought the tickets instantly.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and we were meeting in Cebu. She was working there in Cebu, but it was such an emotional first meeting.
Well,
We
I
were,
think I was so cool at that time.
yeah, but me, so emotional.
Yeah,
So
I know.
emotional.
I know. Yeah.
So after we were spending 2 or 3 days on Cebu, we were first visiting the Boracay,
Boracay.
Boracay, which is the most famous location in the Philippines.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and that trip was amazing for me because if you have to compare Romania with Philippines when it comes to the ocean,
Oh, you cannot compare. Lang.
yeah, you cannot compare it.
Yeah,
If-
because Romania is a landlocked country. They don't really have beaches. They only have one seaside,
yes,
right?
yes, exactly.
Which is shared with other countries.
Countries, yeah. But if you have to compare the color of the ocean from Philippines, which is
aqua blue.
Yeah, aqua blue, and the water from Romania, you cannot compare it. It's amazing in Philippines. And the color of the sand, it's
So
pure.
fine, yeah,
Yeah.
fine and so white.
Yes. Then we were spending there, I don't
In
5 days
yeah,
in
yeah,
Boracay.
around 5 days in
Yeah.
Boracay. We stayed in Station 1 and we had a very good experience with our hotel,
Yes.
Punta
Yes.
Rosa, right?
Yes. Yes.
For me, I've been to a lot of hotels, but it was just the best hotel I've ever stayed in.
Yes. Yes. And the food was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And after those 5 days, we were traveling to Bohol, which was amazing also for me, because there we visited a lot of places on
Yes.
Bohol.
We rented a van
Yes.
and we had a day tour, just the two of us, like an exclusive day tour for the two of us.
Yeah. Yeah, it was amazing, and we were having the lunch on a boat that was
In Lobok River, yeah.
yeah, and it was with music.
Yeah.
The food was also amazing.
And you like the river.
Yeah, the river, and I was also liking the food, but me personally, I'm not that
Adventurous.
yeah on
When it
food.
comes to foods,
But-
it's annoying. A bit.
Yeah. And after Bohol, we were
We went-
returning on Cebu. We were meeting some of her friends, and I also had a surprise because her parents were coming into Cebu,
Yeah.
and I was meeting her parents and also her brother.
Yeah, yeah. It was
Uh,
also a surprise for me because, as what he said, my parents came all the way from my hometown to Cebu just to surprise us because they wanted to see Marius also. One morning, they just called us on the phone of the hotel where we were staying at. And they told us that they are in Cebu, and I was so surprised, like so surprised. Yeah, so we met with my family.
We were having the lunch in one
Yeah.
restaurant.
Yeah,
It was so good.
yeah, it was a very, very good meeting.
Yeah.
Very good meeting.
Exactly. So after I returned to Romania, we were already starting working for the visa in order for Lot to be able to travel into Romania.
Yeah. And during that time, the Romanian embassy in Philippines was not operating. They were, I don't know, they were having a long vacation. So I went all the way to Kuala Lumpur to process my visa. And it was okay. It was very, very fast.
Yeah. And she was having the visa, and I was waiting for her in Bucharest. And during that visit, we were traveling to my parents. We were spending there the Christmas, and then we were going to Brasov, where she was meeting my friend. When we were spending the New Year's party together. And then after, I think, 3 months that you were staying in Romania.
No, love. I stayed for 1 month during my first visit.
For 1 month.
Yeah, for 1 month. After that, I went back home. I went back to Cebu in Philippines. And then, yeah, that was January of 2018. And then in April, he came to visit me again in Philippines. But we went to my parents' place in Surigao.
Yes. And then we were visiting together with your brother, the Siargao.
Siargao, yeah. We
Yeah.
went to Siargao,
And after that, we were visiting Palawan.
El Nido,
Yeah.
Palawan.
Which, from what I was reading, for me, it seemed the best place in Philippines to visit.
Yes.
And there we were having some trips on each day, visiting some beaches,
Islands,
some
yeah.
islands with amazing food on the boat.
Yeah.
We were doing
Snorkeling.
snorkeling, kayak canoe.
You're speaking in Romanian.
Yeah,
You're speaking Romanian.
we were having a lot of interesting experience over there.
Yeah, and do not forget, in Palawan, you proposed to me.
Yeah, exactly. And then after
Palawan, we went back to Cebu. We
Yes.
stayed for more days there, met up with some friends.
exactly. And after that, I was returning to Romania. And after a few months,
Yeah.
you were also getting back in Romania. And we were visiting Bucharest. We were traveling to Danube Delta, which is a very nice place into Romania.
Yeah.
That you can visit. That you can eat fish and other seafoods.
There,
Yeah. And in September, we were having here the civil wedding.
After months of preparing all the requirements.
Yeah.
So,
And after that, after the civil wedding in December, we were
so because of the civil wedding, I was able to
get a
to
visa.
to get my permis desidere, which means the
Staying
speaking
permit.
Romanian. Yeah, which is the staying permit, the temporary residence permit. I was able to get that one right after, a few weeks after our wedding, our civil wedding. So instead of staying here in Romania for 2 months, because my visa was only good for 2 months that time, I stayed until December for like, I don't know, 6 months. I stayed for 6 months here in
Yes.
Romania, 5 or 6 months. And then after that, I went back to Philippines, together with
Yeah.
Marius,
We went back to Philippines
because
We
he
were-
wanted to spend the Christmas and the New Year there together with my family.
First, we were visiting the capital city, Manila, and then we were spending the Christmas and the
New Year
Yeah,
at my parents' place in Surigao.
yes.
Yeah.
And then I was traveling back to Romania.
Before that, we went to Bohol. Yeah.
Yeah,
We went to Bohol to look for a place, because initially we were planning to have our wedding in Panglao, Bohol, and we did some inquiries there.
Yeah.
We had an ocular visit in some of the resorts in Bohol. And then after that, we went from Bohol, we went back to Cebu. He stayed there for some days. We were visiting some malls,
Yeah,
met up with some friends. Then after that, you went back to Romania.
yeah. After that, I went back to Romania, and in
Just 2 months, I came back here again.
in March,
Yeah, in March.
she was traveling back to Romania for good.
Yeah, for good. I brought everything here.
Yeah, all the clothes, all the
Things.
yeah.
Yeah, everything. So I brought my entire life here in Romania.
Yeah.
I live with him.
So these were the things that was happening. And right now we are preparing for the wedding. So we are already
Do not
have
say- Do
Okay.
not say when the wedding will
Okay.
be. I want it to be a surprise.
Okay.
But we hope to inspire some people out there, especially those people who are with this video, that we are doing right now. We hope to inspire some people out there who are in a long distance relationship that it's not impossible to work it out, you know.
It's not
Yeah,
impossible.
it's not impossible.
Yeah.
Just be consistent. Consistent, and communication is really the key also.
Yeah,
You really
exactly.
have to communicate. I don't know, it's not about communicating often, but have an effective communication, I don't know, strategy between the two of you. It's more on the quality of your communication. It's not about how many times you talk in a day, or how, you know, how long you are talking over the phone. It's not about that. It's about communicating effectively, you know. You know what I mean,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, communicating effectively, having a good communication, and yeah, be consistent always. And
Good things will happen.
yeah,
For
exactly.
sure.